Governor, I want to echo what Senator Trumbull said. We are so grateful that you come to the Florida Panhandle to hold this event, and let me assure you, you are always welcome in Victory Alley. I also want to thank some of my constituents who were able to take the drive over this morning from Santa Rosa County. Thank you very much for being here. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a moment just to take this all in, because this is very personal for me. For those of you that don't know the backstory, so I am a freshman legislator, but I'm also a family doctor, and I practice 2 towns over in the community of Navarre. And so I used to be just a normal, average doctor, right? Minded my own business until 2020. And of course, you all know what happened. COVID hit. Right? That's when everyone started losing their minds. So what did I do? Well, I took to my Facebook page and I put out what I assumed were reassuring posts. I was telling my community and I was telling my patients that, look, we're physicians. We deal with emergencies every day. We are going to get through this somehow, some way. We are not all going to die tomorrow, contrary to what Tony Fauci was saying. And you know what? My community embraced me. They appreciated those sentiments so much so that they named me Navarre's Business of the Year that year. And so while I greatly appreciate that honor, you can imagine there's parts of this country where those reassuring Facebook posts did not go down so well. You know, in the liberal halls of Northern Virginia, for example. Yes, there were woke activists in Northern Virginia who saw my Facebook posts. They hated them. They also hated my stance against masks and against these horrible vaccine mandates. So these woke activists who don't even live in the state, they took all that information and they reported me to the American Board of Family Medicine. So think about that for a minute, right? People who don't even reside in this state, people who had no intention of moving to Florida, people who had no intention, much less of becoming a patient of mine, tried to get me in trouble. So the American Board of Family Medicine, they mailed me a letter of investigation where they were threatening to revoke my board certification. Now again, let's be clear. This was not anything run by the state of Florida. In fact, Surgeon General Latipo, he had no problem with me. My 25-year record was spotless, and this was not something that Florida was doing. My community loved me. My patients loved me. Think about that. These are outside woke activists in places like California and Virginia who see something they don't like. They report me to my national agency, my board certification agency, in the hopes of humiliating me, just denigrating me, persecuting me. But let's be honest, ultimately, they wanted to cancel me. Well, guess what? Thanks to the greatest governor in the nation, I'm still here. Well, and thanks to this bill, the persecution of Florida doctors stops today. Now, Governor, you may not know this. My hometown of Navarre, we used to have a slogan. We used to call ourselves Florida's best kept secret. Well, with one stroke of your pen today, they're going to have to retire that slogan. Because starting today, the town of Navarre, and in fact the entire Florida Panhandle, is going to be known forevermore as the place where the roots of liberty run deep. We are the place where Florida's freedom fighters stood their ground. And we are also the place where Florida's physicians stared down the big government wokeism of Joe Biden and Tony Fauci. Say it loud, say it proud. We are the free state of Florida, and we are the anti-California. Governor, I'm sorry. I only know to do campaign speeches. I'm a freshman. But thank you again, Governor DeSantis, for what you've done to preserve freedom in this state. It is simply amazing. I do not say this lightly. Your blueprint for freedom saved Florida. And in my humble opinion, I think your blueprint for freedom, I think that's the ticket. I think that should serve as the role model for the rest of this great nation. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ginger, you ready? Come on up.